Okay, so I just literally woke up this morning and I wondered if there was any news on the new Ableton Move that's been speculated now for a couple of weeks. Well, not speculated, I mean, I've been advertising it and things. And sure enough, there it was. Ta-da! Move is here. So this video is literally me waking up, seeing it for the first time and trying to just move my way through it and see what this is about. And yeah, I'd love to know if you've got any thoughts on what this is and what you think of it. So here it is. This is Move. It's for sale, $399 in the UK here, and there's some promo vids already online that you can watch of this. I mean, promo vids are promo vids, and they're more kind of lifestyle and things. They don't really give too much away, but as we can see in this video, there's a young man and he's playing on this kind of cool looking hardware device. It looks kind of like a smaller version of Push by the looks of it. Looks like 4 tracks. There's some encoders that you can use. Um, there's a little screen by the looks of it as well. And it looks like you can jam with other musicians potentially. Oh, okay, that screen looks pretty sharp actually. There's a big jog wheel, there's a play button. Looks like you can plug in some external headphones and things. So, and then obviously take it to your studio. So this looks like it's something that you can use on the move and then continue when you get back to the studio by the looks of it. I guess it's kind of, it looks immediately kind of like a midway between the Push and their software Note, which is a portable kind of 4-track piece of software that you can use on your phone, or I believe you can use it also on the iPad as well. So yeah, interesting. Let's have another little look. Okay, so here we go. Look, so there we go. So it looks like we've got 4 tracks. Looks like we've got some step sequence buttons here, some shortcut buttons, the play, record, some endless encoders, little screen. Yeah, always get put off a little bit by small screens, but this is designed to be portable. £400 keeps coming to mind now. But their stuff does, Ableton's hardware stuff like Push and stuff, it is well made. That's for sure. I mean, I've had a Push 2 now for a while, and it's been out on the road loads of times for me, and it's still testing. It's still working absolutely fine. So yeah, 4 flexible tracks, so they can all be a drum kit or a synth or what else can we do with this? At the moment, oh, sampling. Okay, so it's got a built-in microphone. This looks cool. I guess you can also plug in your own microphone if you want to. Someone here recording leaves and out and about in the streets of what might be Berlin or something like that. Okay, not sure I'd want to carry it around exposed like that, personally. Yeah, there's your audio in. Okay, sampling from the phone. Okay, so you can sample in. That's good. I like that. That's one of the things. I mean, at the minute, it kind of feels like a hardware version of Note in a way, and a stripped down version of Push. So I can see where it kind of sits in the middle of their products at the moment. What else can we find out about this? So, oh, it's got Wi-Fi connectivity. So I guess it also comes with Ableton Link in there as well. Link's brilliant. I absolutely love Link. I use Link in any of the DAWs that I use. It's everywhere now pretty much, and I use it when I'm using my modular as well with the Circuit Happy ML2, or the new one, the ML2M, which actually comes out today. There's a lot going on today as well. I think there's an announcement from Rolly, and there's also an announcement from Arturia, I think, as well. So we'll see about that. What else is going on with this? MIDI control surface, of course, you'd kind of expect that. So you can just use it as a MIDI controller, I guess, and plug it into Ableton and go from there. Let's have a look at the I/O. So headphone, audio in, USB MIDI, and power over USB-C, and that's USB-A port for the MIDI. Tactile, 32 pads in total. Yeah, cool. Okay, so all right. Oh, you buy this, you get free practice lessons with their partner Melodics. That's kind of cool. Melodics, I don't know if you know Melodics, but this website seems to do some really cool in-depth tutorials on using Ableton and you know, finger drumming and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it looks like they've teamed up with them doing stuff on that. That's cool. What else can we? Let's have a look at the tech specs then. So session mode, note mode. Okay, standalone operation as well. Great. You can sample. We know that step sequencer. It's got automation, arpeggiator in there as well, and oh, it does have some instruments in there. So it comes with 3 instruments: drift, wavetable, and drum sampler. I really like wavetable. It's very powerful for what it is. It's got some audio effects in there: reverb, delay, saturator, dynamics as well. 1,500 sounds and presets as well, just in case you need it. By BNYX, Decap, Eldre. I don't know who any of these people are. I'm old. Who is these people? I'm sure they're really cool. And then I think I saw something as well, like when you start a new set, it can create a set of instruments for you, just generates them, just kind of inspire you. What else does it tell us? Oh, built-in speaker. Okay, so that's kind of cool, you know. Just might be annoying for people on the bus, but I guess you can plug your headphones in. Built-in Wi-Fi. So yes, I thought so. So you start something basically in this, you can then take it to the studio and you can load it up and continue it with Ableton in your computer and go further with it. And that's what I loved about Note, really. Looks like they've got this new thing called Move Manager, which allows you to manage your move sets, files and samples with a web-based Move Manager. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense, you know, with them. They've also got this Ableton Cloud as well, so I'm not sure how that's different. Maybe it's just literally for just managing Move stuff, whereas Ableton Cloud allows you to store some other things. But you can see there that there's potentially a move from this company in terms of, you know, integrating cloud and in some way, and will that become a subscription over time? And who knows, we'll see. There's the dimensions. So yeah, okay. I mean, I'm just trying to think why I would get this, why I'd want to use this. I mean, if you've got a push, or you can buy a second-hand push, I'd probably go for that because it's got a bigger feature set, obviously. If I didn't want to fork out £399 and I wanted the ability to just do sampling and start tracks on the fly, not carry around another piece of hardware, I'd probably go and use Note. Thinking about it, I mean, Note is very powerful. It kind of does the same thing. You've got drum kits in there, you've got sounds in there. You may not have like some of the functionality, but to be honest, if this is kind of about like getting ideas down when you're on the fly and having something that's portable, and then to develop it when you get back to the studio, I mean, Note makes a lot of sense to me, and it's only like a tenner or something from the App Store, you know, which is a lot cheaper. But this whole idea of basically having Ableton in your pocket or as a starting point, that's really what Note is, and I guess in a way that's what Move is as well. When you can make a beat, you can make melodies, you can sample the environment, you can kind of capture that improvisation stuff going on, and there's all these different parameters you can still play around with. You know, Note is a really kind of cool piece of software. So why would you go for Move? Well, if you really want that hardware, you want that tactile, you know, ability to program stuff in using those keypads, then yeah, I get it. Trying to think if you'd use it live. Well, it does have a USB plug-in, so I wonder if you can plug in an external sound card for this if you want to kind of, you know, use it in a live scenario and you need a bit of control over the the audio going out, or if you want to set up click tracks with somebody, for example, that if you're working with a drummer, they're going to need a click from you, or vice versa, or something like that. So how would you achieve that with that limited I/O? Yeah, maybe you can access that with an external sound card. I'm not sure. I just don't know what. Maybe I'm just missing this a little bit about what this is. Like I say, I've literally just turned on the website, so you'll have to forgive me, and I'm just trying to have a balanced view of this. Please put anything down in the comments what I'm missing here about it. I guess maybe for drummers, this 16 pitches for drums, break out the standard drum layout and sample. Yeah, maybe this is more for drummers and finger drumming and things like that, which you probably can't do on the Note. But for £400, yeah, I'm not sure. What else was there? I really like the sampling, but again, yeah, there it is in Note. Effects are in Note, and you've got effects within this. I thought, when to be honest with you, when I saw the whole Move thing happening, I thought what it was going to be like a push controller, but it was going to be faders, hence the name Move. Push being buttons, faders being Move. And the reason I thought that is, I'm a big fan of fader control and stuff like that, particularly for automation and all that. Motorized faders, some people hate them, and they do tend to break, I know, but I've had one of these Behringer BCF 2000s or whatever they're called for years and years and years. It still works absolutely fine. And I love them. They're motorized, and you can throw the faders around. I love the fact that, with a fader, you can throw them, and they're much quicker than turning a dial in some. Well, they are for me anyway. They're kind of a bit more tactile in that way. So I thought it was going to be that. I thought it was going to be like a push with faders. And there was some images circling around on Reddit of an old kind of drawing that they put out there of a kind of fader version of push, but they weren't actual real faders. They were like touch strips, which can be quite cool as well, because you can kind of, in fact, they're even faster because you can tap the touch strips and kind of make them jump around a lot quicker than a physical fader. So that might even be cooler. So I thought it was going to be something like that, to be honest. I thought it was going to be like the kind of brother sister of push in a way, but really, I guess what this is, it's like that middle ground between Note and Push as a product. But I kind of probably would use Note if I didn't really need all this hardware control, the encoders and that kind of thing, because I carry my phone everywhere with me, and I will have Note on that, and I'm good to go. Whereas I'd have to carry this around now to do kind of what Note does. So I'm just trying to figure out the. I wish there was something else about this where I look at it as a controller or as an interface that allows me to kind of input information a little bit different, or expressively control things a little bit more. But it seems like you've just got the same kind of velocity sensitive buttons to play around with, and the endless controllers. It'd be interesting if there was like if this had a new kind of musical expression for me, is what I think I'm trying to say. That allows you to program stuff in a bit more of in a different way than what you can currently do with this, because it looks like it's just same kind of finger tapping. I've got that table. So that guy sat at my table. So he is using Note there on his phone, and then okay, that's kind of cool. So he's using Note, and it looks like then he's blasted it over to Move using the cloud or something. So he's coming up with stuff on the fly on his Note, and then he gets home, he opens up cloud, and he can access what he's just been jamming out in the real world. I mean, that is cool. I love that connectivity. I love that kind of thing, and it's pretty seamless as well, as opposed to kind of using a handheld recorder and recording stuff around you, and then coming home and trying to load that up into Ableton. The fact that it just kind of it's there as a session is kind of cool, keeps the vibe going. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. We've looked at tech specs, learn move. Oh, okay, so we've got some videos here about getting started. Session mode, playing an instrument. So okay, so playing an instrument. So it looks to me, I've got to keep the volume down, otherwise I'll probably get a copyright strike. But it looks to me, okay, so we load up a set. This looks like a bass, and we're inputting notes in a kind of step sequencer kind of fashion. Loading up, now we've gone to drum track, probably kick snares and things like that. Record those in that way. You know, I'm just trying to think what is cool about this. I mean, it's got a built-in microphone. Imagine if you could kind of use your voice to kind of trigger the samples within it or something like that, you know, so you can sit there and go boom, and it load it up. I just noticed something cool though. I didn't realize there's some more backlit stuff under here. Look at those. You see those pop up? What is that? See these things, these icons all popped up when this button was held down, I think. That's nice. That's some nice technology right there. Look at that. Ooh. And then and then I guess these buttons kind of work for whatever's shown underneath them. So it's using these step sequencer buttons to access other menus or other things. That's nice. That is nice. How do they do that? Magic. These people are magic. So yeah, instrument layout looks, oh, you can choose a key. Okay, so it's, you know, you've got there what you would expect. That's for sure. Major and so on and so forth. What else have we got? Sampling with the microphone. Well, I guess that's probably explanatory enough. Browsing for instruments. So what we got, load up an empty set. Let's speed this on. 4 tracks. I think by default you get a drum track, you get a bass track, you get a pad track, and you get a keys track or something like that. So you're good to go. Okay. The screen's quite sharp, isn't it, for its size? But I don't know. I was put off a little bit by a small screen. I am with any screens, you know, like the OP1. I consider that to be small. This is small. This is smaller. But it looks like you don't need to do too much menu diving. It's just when you get 5 menus deep to get to some things, really buzzkill straight away. So okay, what else have we got? Making a beat and recording. I guess that's all pretty self-explanatory. Record a beat in, hit record, tap it in, probably quantizes it for you, and we're good to go. So it's quite, I guess it's quite basic in terms of what you can do in terms of programming and the results that you might get from it immediately. I guess the whole idea is then, you know, you take it back to the studio and you develop it, and you do the bells and whistles. And I'm not asking for the bells and whistles here with this. You know, that would be ridiculous to think that you could do all of everything you want, like you can do on a push or in Ableton with something like this for 400 quid. I'm not saying that. I'm just wondering if this could have been something else, or it could have had something else about it. I'm not saying add new features. I'm saying I'm saying maybe take out some of the basic stuff that we all know and love. I mean, it's just there, but there should be something about this that makes me go, you know, you could get this because it allows you to do X, Y, Z. What does this allow you to do that you can't do in Note? What does this allow you to do that you can't do in Push? Well, Push does loads more. So obviously there's a big jump there. Ooh, okay. Well, look, that's my initial thoughts. Don't shoot me or whatever. And I'm not poo-pooing this either. This is just my first thoughts about this, and I'm looking forward to learning more about it. And certainly, I'm sure there'll be loads of videos cropping up over the next few hours, and people who've been using this for ages, and they've probably got more idea about all this. If you've got any thoughts on this, do put it in the comments below. Let's have a chat about it and see what you think. Will you be buying one? Have you got Note? Are you using that? Have you got a Push? Would this make you want to get one if you've got a Push? Does this make you want to get one because you can't afford a push? You tell me. Leave your comments below. Thanks for joining this sort of little ramble, and like and subscribe, and thanks for supporting the channel so far. Bye for now.